for me, the kind of things that I've done is that I've realized that if you prepare in bulk, if you're going to take 3 days of the week, on a Sunday, you prepare your meals for the 3 days that are coming ahead, so that you're not putting yourself in a position where you're going to take the unhealthier choice. Yes, fine, you'll get full and you'll be fine at that point, but your body is starving for certain kinds of nutrition that you're not giving it. And when that happens, you find yourself fatigued. You find yourself not being able to make it through the day. You find yourself substituting your meals for things like coffee or tea and, sugar. Like, for example, if you have a muffin and a cup of coffee, you'll be full then and there because your body gets manipulated into thinking that I'm full because of sugar, right? But in the long run, your body is starving for nutrition. And that's where you find yourself not being able to last throughout the day. That's where you find yourself when it's time to sleep. Now you can't sleep because you got caffeine and you decide to work. So those kind of things, when you speak of coffee and those, and I can imagine in a work kind of space, you have a lot of cups of coffee and a lot of tea and those kind of things. But I know it sounds like a reach, but find substituting that for a fruit, substituting that for water, substituting that for green tea, if you really want that warm drink. Those kind of lifestyle changes find you really, really just allowing yourself to make it for the long run. I prioritize health and fitness. It's something that is one of the foundations that I move in my life, because I have realized that it's and yes, fine, the exercising and being there, and maybe you might have fitness goals and all of that. It's all good and well, but I find that going to the gym and having that time where you are really just shutting out the noise, shutting out everything else that is happening in the outside world, is that time when you're saying, you know what, I love me. And because I love me, I'm putting myself first. And in that moment and in that time, nothing else matters except for you. And it can be in different ways, where you might take on like physical activity. You might decide, I'm going to take a walk today. You might decide, I'm going to wake up at least 15 minutes earlier before I go to work and maybe turn on a YouTube video and do some yoga at home. Or I can turn on a YouTube video and that's a great thing about this sort of age that we're living in. There's so many resources. There's so many things you can make use of. You can find workouts for 10 minutes, 15 minutes that you really can just start your day off on, and really just in the beginning, it might seem like an inconvenience and you might feel exhausted, but they do say that it takes about 21 to 29 days to form a habit. And when you get into that habit, you're setting yourself up as your best self. And when you set yourself up as your best self, you can give as your best self. And pouring into yourself and having self-love means sometimes being selfish. And I love what was just said about boundaries. Women, it's almost like it's ingrained in us to be selfless, and we can't do that anymore. We need to be kind to ourselves. We need to realize that saying no to someone and putting yourself first, it's not selfish. It's not a bad kind of selfish. It's a good kind of selfish. It's you saying that, you know what, I can't pour from an empty cup. And if you are requiring me to put myself on the back burner to give to you, it doesn't work like that.